screen. So what I'm doing is sharing. Okay. Let me check. Hi everyone. Let me check that we are live or not. I am checking it. Give me one moment. And see now. Okay. Okay. Are we live yet? Okay. Yes, we are live. Okay. So hi everyone for joining in, and today we will be talking about a live workshop which we are setting up for this Prashna Kundli. Okay. So there was so many questions are coming in. There were so many requests for setting up a online session on Prashna Kundli. So that's why what I have done is I have set up a whole event, and it will be around about, you can say, event which is going to um, happen about 2 hours. I've set it up for 2 hours, but it will stretch up. I know it will stretch up because there will be some questions which are being asked by the people. So what we will do is we will be covering up the 2 hour session with our topics, and then we will be covering up the whole Q&A session, okay, on which you can ask any questions which you have in mind. So let me talk about what is Prashna Kundli, why we need it, and where this Prashna Kundli came in. Okay, and there are different techniques on which we can use Prashna Kundli. And if you talk about techniques, everybody has his own methods. But it is important that with whatever the technique we are using, they should come out with proper results. Okay. So now today I'm going to show you a little bit of hint that what we are going to cover in this particular whole session. Okay. So Prashna Kundli, in the sense why we use it. First question is why we use it, Prashna Kundli. And right now you can see it is written that KP Astrology. I will talk about it. This is one of the method which we use in India, and this is a very accurate and predictive astrology method, which is known as KP Astrology. And the KP Astrology is, you can say, it's a backbone, which is Prashna Kundli. Now, why we use it? So let's say what happens is you have one questions, and there can be a multiple questions as well, but you have a specific question which you want to ask, and there is a first condition. If I talk about, you don't have your time, date of birth, and those details, and probably you are having it, but you wondering that those informations are not correct. So as we do very precise astrology predictions, so that's why we require a proper time time and date of birth. That is very important. So in case you don't have it, so your prediction can fail. So Prashna Kundli is a way on which you have a question in your mind, just shoot it out to the astrologer, and he will cast a horoscope at that point of time when you have asked that particular question. So you need to make sure that Prashna Kundli should not be a pre-planned question. Okay. It should be a random question which is coming from your heart, and we can cast a chart and it will give you 100% result. Okay. And accurate predictions as well with this particular method. So this is why this is very important. And there are certain questions as well. We can think that they are very difficult to take out from the natal chart, which are normal chart, which is from your date of birth we can cast. So there are so many examples, right? So there are so many examples. You have any questions which you want to ask, you can ask it from. So what we are going to cover in this particular session, if you can see my screen, I've already written that we will be covering about the introduction of KP Astrology, because we are going to cover a Prashna Kundli, and if we are, as we are using a KP method, so it is important that I should explain you what is KP Astrology and how we use it. Okay, until unless you don't know the method, what we use, actually we use star, we use planets, and then the stars are further divided into a sublord. So we will use them, and how we use them, how we interpret the whole chart, I will explain you each and everything. Okay, so now we will also talk about what different about KP Astrology, because there are several other methods in India, which is vastly used, like Parashari Jyotish, Vedic Jyotish, which is also known as Vedic Jyotish, Gemini Astrology, Nadi Astrology. There are multiple ways on which people are doing the predictions. But what different? What is special in KP Astrology? That is what I'm going to cover, right? Okay. So now let's talk about the next point, which is very important. That is Vedic astrology is important while using KP astrology. It has been thought that when we are using, especially when we are using KP astrology, we should use the KP method only. But it is not like that. When you are using KP astrology, what you need to do is you need to use Vedic astrology as well. There are some part of Vedic astrology where you need to use them, like zodiac signs, which also known as rashis. We need to use them. We need to use planet and their significations, and then move on with the KP rules, which is very important that we should stick to our KP rules, and we will be following them. And I will show you how to use them. Okay. So I've already talked about the next point, why Prashna, because there are certain questions which are coming from your heart and you require an instant answer. So from the KP, which is also known as Prashna, is also known as Horary. So from that particular method, you can ask any questions and answer will be coming in accurately. The next phase, what is next phase? Next phase is there are simple techniques of Horary astrology. Okay. So how you should use answers. There can be a possibility that you want to check the answer should come in yes and no. So I will be letting you know that this is a very deep dive. Okay. So in this, I'm going to explain a quick 5-minute method, in which you can do a proper prediction. Like if you want to ask, okay, today we have a match between these two teams, who is going to win? So I will tell you the technique on which you can really use that particular technique, and you can get the answer right away in 5 minutes. Not more than that. In 5 minutes, we are going to give you the answer, and that should be accurate. But it is very important that you should use it properly. And ruling planets is a very important thing, which is we can use in Horary. Okay. What's the next point? Next point is why we use seed in KP astrology. Actually, KP astrology works a little bit different from the other astrology methods. We have a particular seed numbers. They start from 1 to 249, and why we use it. That is very important. That why we want to use it. So if you talk about if I want to use 1 to 249, so how this 249 number is coming in, how they are divided. So I'm going to clear out the theory as well, because when you are jumping to a particular topic and you want to know that how the things are happening, but it is very important that you should know, okay, this is how this came in. Okay, so this is very important. Until unless I'm covering it, you are not going to get the interest, and you are not going to get the proper understanding why and how these things are coming in. Okay, the next thing is how to cast the Prashna chart correctly. So it is very, very important that you are using the methods which are very, very correct. Okay, what happens is people are doing multiple methods, tricks. Okay, they are using hit and try. But here I'm going to tell you the exact method on which you can predict absolutely correctly. You just need to know the Prashna, that's it, nothing else. So this is what the session is. This is very important session. Do not take it lightly, because we are going to cover each and everything about the Prashna, and you are going to answer each and everything. Okay, so let's say I have a question in my mind. Okay, and a person gives a random number. Here we are talking about when we take a seed number, it should be a random number. So if it is a random number, let's say they have given a number called 80. Okay. So if it is a random number, then we need to understand that particular person has asked a question, is it the number which has been picked? Is it picked correctly or not? So we will see which planet. The number is coming from mind. So we will see the moon. Moon is a karaka for the mind. So we'll see the moon is connected to the question which is put up, and it is relating to those houses or not. If they are relating to those houses, then the question came in correctly. The number came in correctly. Okay. Now then we will proceed with the analysis. Otherwise, very interesting point here. Otherwise, if it is getting some other houses, then probably from the back of mind, that particular person is thinking, okay, I'm thinking about this thing, but I have asked this thing. So you can interpret it those things as well. Okay. But the things, what I can tell you is these are the rules which you need to apply. But you need to probably when I will share these things, you will see, okay, these are very easy to adapt. Okay. But but they seems to be very easy. I will try to make it as easy as possible, but you need to listen carefully each and every points which I'm going to share with you. Along with it, you need to do hell lot of practice. Until unless you are doing the proper practice, you are not going to get into the root of this actual power of Prashna astrology. Okay. So let's move on to the next point is how to analyze the Prashna chart. That is the most important and the final part of the whole workshop. Okay. So I will explain you how to analyze a Prashna chart, what is the method, where you should start. Okay. And there are some KP rules. I will tell you a few rules. Okay. Because until unless you don't know the rules, you will not come out with answers. So how the KP rule is built, I will tell you a little bit about it. There are multiple activities which we do in life. So we need to know that, okay, if I'm doing this, which house denote that particular activity? Let's say you are going to travel and you need to take a visa. So if you're talking about visa, which house is the important and which is the house you should look first? So that is very important. You should understand the Karatattva of the each house, Karatattva, each planet. Then only you will understand those things. But those things I cannot cover it because I can cover very, very precisely, like very lightly, you can say. But what happens is these are a big topic which we need to cover up. But at this moment, we will be concentrating on Prashna. But I will tell you, like, if you are talking about visa, just try to think what is it. It is a first step for traveling. We can say this is a documentation process, and the document is a Karaka, Mercury. Mercury is the Karaka for the document. Okay, and if we see the there is a Kundli which I will talk about it like Kal Purush Kundli. Okay, the Kal Purush Kundli, the third house is owned by Mercury. Okay, this is a Gemini sign. So the third house is the part of communication, and the Mercury owns the documentation. So in any case, people are asking about visa, traveling. So we will look on the third house. So if it is a document related question, a particular person has asked for or given an appeal. He want to know, okay, my appeal is going to be succeed or not. Third house. So those things you need to understand. Until unless you understand the whole method and you're not able to identify, okay, this is what the prashna is. Until unless you understand this, it is very hard. So significators are important, but I will cover overview and I will let you know that, okay, 3 to 4 characteristic of a particular house, 3 to 4 characteristic of a particular planet. So those things I will cover so that you will be having a base understanding that how these things work. But I will tell you each and everything about the prashna. And even you don't know the houses, even you don't know the characteristic of planets, still in 5 minutes, I will let you know how to get the prediction in yes and no with the help of ruling planet. This is a bonus thing. This is not I have mentioned in there, but once you sign up and get this particular ticket and book yourself, you will get the live sessions link to join. And in that particular session, what I will do is I will cover up the interesting point, which is the bonus and most attractive point. In 5 minutes, you can do the prediction of anything and in yes or no. I will tell you with the help of KP Astrology, which is known as ruling planets. Okay, so this is guys. So I just want to explain you as better I can that what exactly I'm going to cover in this workshop. So it has been scheduled for 1st July. You can go for the timings and you will see that what are the timings we have according to your um, time zone. Just check it out, and I'm going to cover each and everything in a deeper manner about Prashna, and you will be having a really good session. That is guaranteed. Okay, and just gather your questions as well, because we at the end I will be giving you 30 minutes for putting your questions, and whatever the questions you have, I'm going to answer them, and then we will move on to the next sessions. We will build up new next workshop. Okay, so thank you very much for putting your little bit of time for watching this particular video, and this is very important that I just want to convey that what exactly I want to cover in this particular workshop. So if you are interested, you can also contact me directly. I have my WhatsApp number as well. So if you want a quick discount, so you can really message me in WhatsApp. I will be giving you a different payment link on which you can really jump in, where you will get a extra bit of discount. Okay, so see you guys. Thank you very much for signing up, and you just subscribe our channel, because you never know, there will be some free sessions which are going to be live in our YouTube channel. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this. See you. Take care.